Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We are talking right now with Joe Duffy from OffshoreInsiders.com, covering our usual assortment of games for college football. This week is college football week 9, and we're going to cover Mississippi State, Kentucky. Right now, Joe Duffy, thanks for being back with us.
No, thank you, Peter.
All right, Joe, I ask you to take all these games, which is why your winning percentage is so impressive. And we do these college games, early Tuesday afternoon when the totals aren't even out. So you don't even have the opportunity to take totals here like all the other handicappers do. So that's why it just blows my mind how you do consistently get near 55% with this big sample size of games that I ask you to take. Before we hear what you have to say about Mississippi State, Kentucky, give a plug for OffshoreInsiders.com. Very well earned.
Yeah, and one of the reasons is I know a lot of the opinions I respect out there, they prefer to specialize. I kind of do the opposite. I like to read a bunch of articles and then find some games where there's a possible edge and then focus a little bit more. So I have a little bit different focus. Plus, not only that, I got some metrics that really don't discriminate, that doesn't matter whether you specialize or not. But yeah, no, we've been doing this for 27 years, and I've been with you for about 3 or 4 years. But get my picks, full-time handicapper for 27 years. Very few people can say that. OffshoreInsiders.com.
Mississippi State, the #1 ranked team in the country. They're also off a bye. Right now, they're a 13.5-point road favorite. That's actually down a bit from the opener of 14. So I'm assuming that had to have been sharp action. It's hard to imagine the public's betting Kentucky here after Kentucky got blasted by LSU last week, playing the #1 team in the country who's off of a bye. This is one of those games where I wish you could take the total, because I'm thinking that maybe the over might be a good play here. And if you do want to take the over or the total, we can let you make that your pick and just give you whatever the widely available opening line is. But right now, Mississippi State minus 13.5 is the line on the spread. What's your take on this game, Joe?
Now, this is one of those where I will say up front, pretty good chance it will not be a premium play, but I'm going to go opposite of what you say is the sharp money. I'm going to go with Mississippi State. Now, I can understand why people do want to go with Kentucky for two reasons. That two of my longtime theories that have proven correct, that it's a lot easier to be the hunter than the hunted, and certainly Mississippi State is now the hunted, where they've been able to sneak up on teams, plus Kentucky. Another one of those teams where for years they were the laughing stock in the SEC. They've had a nice recruiting class, and what do we always say? That those young, talented teams, they're better at home than they are on the road, and they get better as the year goes on. So Kentucky, I'll admit, because of those two reasons, is a dangerous dog. But all in all, Mississippi State, we say the margin of cover in college sports, that applies a lot more than it does in the professional sports. But Mississippi State, the 6th best spread team in the country as far as the metrics we use. They've averaged covering by 10.7 points per game. We are a little bit worried that maybe the bye came when a team's playing well, they don't necessarily want to buy, which is another reason why I'm probably going to stay away from it as far as a premium pick. But still, and I also say that matchups are somewhat overrated, in that the better team always seems to match up much better than the inferior team. But especially here, when the better team, their strength, they're very good at running the ball. They're a very physical team, both running it from quarterback with Dak Prescott, who's just is as good as a two-way quarterback maybe since Tim Tebow. And they have Josh Robinson, who is the #1 active running back as far as yards per game. Obviously, Todd Gurley would be #1 in the SEC, but as far as active running backs, so they have a nice smash mouth attack. And Kentucky, they can't stop the run, especially in the SEC. They're allowing an average of 274 yards per game on the ground. They're a so-so Florida team, South Carolina, and an LSU team that's obviously very strong on defense. So what you have is the superior team. They can go straight to their strength. They don't have to be cute. They're great at running the ball, and they're playing a team that can't stop the run. So probably not going to be a premium play depending on some other factors, but I'm going to actually go with the big road favorite here.
All right, Joe, makes sense to me. Yeah, and I'm certainly not saying that I know that the initial line was caused by sharp action. I'm just assuming. It's hard to imagine that some kind of big public action came in on Kentucky to drive that line down. All right, we'll see where this line closes. Joe Duffy right now liking Mississippi at minus 13, Mississippi State, minus 13.5. Thanks, Joe.
The SBR Network offers free sports picks and game breakdowns, big money free betting contests year-round, a real-time Vegas-style odds monitoring service, and much more. So come see for yourself. To stay updated on SBR news and promotions, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+, and do be sure to subscribe to the Sportsbook Review YouTube channel to catch all our daily sports shows.